All right, so when we come up the stairs here from the ancient Egypt exhibit, you run into this fossil area, which is really cool. Some crystals, quartz. Basically, you're living in Minecraft with all the different things you can dig up. But aside from that, there's a ton of actual real things that you can experience here. Notice. There's a couple of classroom areas up here that we'll be going to for a presentation. All right, one of my absolute favorites. Again, I know several of these are my favorites, but River, Prairie, and People. This just connects so kind of like Big River, Black Earth, Big River, connects to our area, the area in which we live. Very much a prairie with a river. That kind of system exists right here where we live. But what you're going to do, this is more one of those things where you start at one end and you kind of walk through it. And life is like, it's like a time machine. You're just kind of going back in time. The woolly mammoths. We have the Native Americans. Stop and notice these things. Stop and think about what it is. Read about it. Take some notes. Simple machines existed.
What is this?
Native American. Hi.
Maybe we should go over here and get a kid. They're playing.
This isn't like
No, not right here.
no, but they have.
So again, these are just time periods, and kind of walk through it. We talked about when Europeans arrived last quarter. We talked about colonial America. Also, this particular exhibit is rich with simple machines, how they were used many, many years ago. And then it just kind of progresses as man went through time, mankind, womankind went through time, things evolved and became more and more sophisticated. We figured out how to do things differently. Here we talked about, this is a scene like right out of our book. If you remember that picture, the Native American and the European trading. The Native Americans loved colorful, bright things, and we had no idea how to stay warm and feed ourselves. So we gave them things that they wanted, and in return, we got things that not only we wanted, but that saved our lives in many cases. So that's part of our heritage that is important. We wouldn't have survived had it not been for the help of the Native Americans. Hey, and we move into a new era with cars, and simple machines continue, just get a little bit more sophisticated. But this is an area that you could easily be bored with if you don't stop to really think about what's going on. And that's what I'm asking you to do, is take your time, reflect, think, observe, take note. What's the same? What's different? We still have music. We still play trumpets. We have headphones. What's different? Again, this area, this whole exhibit is rich in simple machines. So take your time. Take your time to figure it out. Here's a movie video camera. How have things changed? How have things stayed the same? Why do you think things change? What's the motivation? Why do we want things to change? Just really give some thought to it. And if you do those things, take a minute, take the time to reflect, you will enjoy this experience way more than if you just rush through it. Imagine yourself back in a time. Imagine yourself back in a time where 10, 11, 12-year-olds had to work in the fields, didn't have cell phones, didn't have electricity, didn't have running water. Well, running water, yes, because you had to run out to the well and get it and run back, but bathrooms were outside. Just a ton of different things. There was no way to heat the water except on a stove. Just things that we don't even really think about anymore necessarily, but nonetheless have happened. We will walk through a time now that, you know, it was not very long ago, with the Civil War. A time of racial divide, African Americans, and the way things were. Just a reminder of where we have come from as a society and using history to learn from our mistakes and never repeat them. Especially things of this nature. A lot to learn here. Again, I'll say it again. I know y'all are, well, the kids are used to me saying stuff until they're bored with it or annoyed. But Simple Machines, again, as our main focus for this quarter, and this whole museum is rich with those type of opportunities. But so it kind of came full circle here. And again, if you walk to the right, kind of just walk around, you will kind of experience somewhat of a time capsule or a walk through time. Our read aloud after lunch will be coming in here. One of my favorite spaces. It's not an exhibit, it's a space. One of my favorite spaces will be coming in here to do a read aloud. I usually sit there in the old man grandpa rocking chair. Drum, hut. It's just kind of a ooey warumi, something like that. Anyway, we come in here for the read aloud. The acoustics are really nice. But we spend about 15 minutes a day in here doing read aloud. So that's something that you can expect. Oh, there's Marshmallow Man. So yeah, that's basically the end of the line in terms of the main things that we'll be focused on. Again, I just want to give a shout out to the volunteers, the chaperones who are coming to experience this with our students. This wouldn't be possible without you. So I just want to say thank you. And just remember, listen, don't run, and stop and think about what it is you're seeing and what it is you're experiencing. All right? We're going to have a great week. Thanks.